Welcome back, everyone. This is J7Jace with the longest and probably the hardest rendezvous mission, Brave Story. This one is like a gauntlet. There's 10 different fights, and each one has varying difficulties. With I feel like some of the harder ones are in the middle and the end. So, Brave Story is where you get Crown Scepter and Sage's Ring, which are amazing for casters. And if you want to use Rafa and Merrick, very, very awesome for Nether and Sky Mantra. And Crown Scepter has 4 MA, which is the best in slot. So this first one is Luso and Cloud, and a lot of Chocobos. This one's not too tough. The black and red Chocobos can be an issue. Not so much Cloud and Luso, though. So the way I'm tackling this is with Ramza, who has very insane stats, and Balthier here. So they're both running Brave Suit, which gives permanent re-raise and regen, which I highly recommend if you're going for a 5-star rating. Both deploy one character and you'll have a blast. And for shields, I do recommend Reverie Shield and not Escutcheon 2, just because in one of the battles there's a lot of Greater Hydras and Tiamats, and Reverie Shield will have the damage from Tri-Thunder and Tri-Flame. So that's what I recommend. Shida Hadori is great. Also Safeguard, since there is another Knights Templar around. And you don't want them breaking your equipment. Now, ideally, female characters are superior because of the whole Ribbon Chantage thing. Which, yeah, some levels they can inflict negative stats elements. But for this one, I'm just trying to take out the red and black Chocobos, as they are the most threatening. So the Choco Meteor, I'm using Soulbind as well, which is useful against some enemies. But yeah, this is, quite tough. Cloud's kind of a joke, though. The Chocobo kind of jumps. Choco Beak. And another Soulbind. But just get rid of, if possible, each turn, if you can try and get rid of an enemy, that'd be really good. I have Ramza here doing Abyssal Blade. Like, he's doing so much damage since he's min-maxed. His PA is maxed out. Like, nothing's really gonna take care of him. But I didn't want to do it too much because I feel like then there's no challenge. Like, even though I'm kind of rolling through enemies here, I still got to be careful in some of the other fights. And Balthier with the gun. Like, I like him with the gun here because in some fights, I do believe fighting at a distance will be more useful against some enemies, which you'll see a bit later towards the upload, since this is going to be a long one. It's almost going to be an hour of me, J7J's, talking about Brave Story and Rendezvous. This one's all about guns, as Mustadio has clearly stated. So a bunch of orders, chemists, and Balthier. So the enemy Balthier is probably the biggest threat, as he has an Angel Ring. So you're gonna have to KO him twice. But for this one, I suggest going after the chemists first, since, Phoenix Downs can be annoying. And Balthier has first strike here as well. So yeah, barrage works around that. You don't want to be physically attacking him if possible. And nothing too special in terms of equipment on the other characters. But if you watched one of my earlier uploads, there is a very nice piece of equipment which we can steal on the 10th and final Rendezvous Mission. So Balthier is down. Because he has items, he's just gonna... You're gonna keep him in a constant weak potion loop, which is much better than him using like barrage on somebody. So trying to keep Balthier low or down out of the fight and getting rid of the chemists, and you'll be good to go. Ramza just using Unholy Sacrifice, taking care of fools. Like, I felt with Brave Story, I mean, of course, Orlando and Agrias, they're really good, but this is Ramza's story, you know what I mean? I felt it more fitting to have Ramza, but if you'd rather not use Ramza, because the generator trap and improving stats takes a while, Orlando's great. And if you'd rather not use females, make sure one of your characters has items. And pretty much all items, like elixirs, holy waters, remedies, because we're facing a wide variety of enemies. And what you want to do is make sure you're prepared for every little thing thrown at you, just to be safe. Because the later enemies can inflict very nasty negative status elements, so just be prepared on that. So they have a lot of mithril guns here, so Shida Hadori is probably more useful than Soulbind, but yeah, definitely use some of the best reaction abilities. Like Auto Potion's good, you know, Critical Recover HP, Soulbind. Actually, maybe Critical Recover and Soulbind aren't too useful because we have Brave Suit on. So maybe Shida Hadori, just to completely outright block any physical attacks. And there's a Sanguine Sword for 999, man. Poor Mediator. Like, what'd she ever do to you, Ramza? And we're gonna face this way. Like, honestly, if I'm not using Brave Suit or had a min-max Ramza, this would take a lot longer. And you really have to be careful in terms of not messing up or making mistakes. Like, the first few ones, it's not too bad, but man, I had one footage and I was like an hour and 20 minutes in, all right? But something happened on the 10th and final one, and it ruined me. Like, I got angry because I have to redo the whole battle, and I was doing live commentary for it at the same time. So I was like, oh, that really frustrated me. But this was the end of the second battle of this gauntlet. Not too challenging thus so far. This one is a bit harder. We have a bunch of Onion Knights. Cool colors on their sprites there. I guess this is like a tribute to like the Power Rangers or something. That's pretty cool. So these Onion Knights have really good equipment, as well as the ability to equip other abilities. So they are relatively tough. And there's also the Cockatrice and the Plague Horror. Also, the Sacreds as well. So I recommend getting rid of the Plague Horror and Cockatrices first, which I do with an Unholy Sacrifice, and Balthier gets rid of the other one. Such strong monsters. So that's why earlier I mentioned like having these items, and I just check out what the Onion Knights have. Really good equipment. Unfortunately, we can't steal from them because of Safeguard. Like those Maximilians would be so nice in our inventory. Or you know what? Imagine if they gave these Onion Knights like Onion equipment. Like, that'd be sick. Like, if they were to remake this game, like they just gave these Onion Knights the Onion equipment, that'd be pretty. That'd be a tough fight. And they gave him Safeguard. So with Ramza here, he's gonna do an amazing Abyssal Blade. It's coming up. I just wish that other Onion Knight's mana shield didn't pop. Then that would have been like an amazing clip for highlight for like my J7 Jace intro. And now I'm just gonna take out the secret. 216 each. And the power of barrage. And a gun with attack boost. Bomb a lot, man. There's the Onion Knight. Oh my gosh, using a cloth, like that's pretty sick. Like imagine just like using a towel and just like trying to like take on medieval knights. Oh, that'd be cool. Like that'd be funny on like a Deadliest Warrior. They'd pit like a knight versus a dancer. And they'd have like someone with like, you know, some fancy cloth, like a towel, like hitting a ballistic stomach. Oh man, that'd be funny. But enough. Here's an Earth Splitter by this guy. If you remember my top 10 monsters video, I named him Kevin Nash in my honorable mention. But both here goes for a barrage. Each one doing 270 each. He won't be able to survive that. And this is match 3. Get rid of the Plague Horror and Cockatrice, then go after everyone else. You don't want those negative status ailments on you. Now this one is actually one of the toughest fights because you have Cuchulainn and Elidibus. Now Cuchulainn is pretty fast, despite his size. I remember Benjamin Bomberi like the pro wrestling fans, he's like Samoa Joe, the Nation of Violence, man. It's like Samoa Joe is such a good wrestler, man. Even though he's a lot bigger, the dude can move. And I do an Abyssal Blade here, only hits one target. Not the best move by me, a mistake. So I suggest getting rid of the weaker units first and checking the turn order. Make sure you're away from Cuchulainn because he can use Nightmare, which can be a problem. Sleep and Doom. Elidibus has Poisonous Frog as well, but Elidibus, like I said earlier in the super boss fight, he is very, very slow. He's very destructive. He can do good damage with Zodiark and Midgard Summer. A Poisonous Frog is probably the most scary thing. And I'm not using any females here, but you know, that low faith Zodiark's not going to hit hard at all. So there's that. Just try and keep away because that Poisonous Frog radius is quite large. Cuchulainn moves up. Oh, look at that jump, man. Look at that big boy. That was a huge jump. So now I'm moving Ramza up. They have a couple thousand HP as well, so they can tank a couple hits. There's the knight. Again, not too threatening. And I'm just checking the turn list. So Elidibus will go within those enemy turns as well. So I'm just trying to chip down Cuchulainn here. He's probably the more scary one. And Ramza, yeah, just crushing blow, mixing it up. Man, I loved Dark Knight, and Cuchulainn is down. So the biggest threat has been eliminated, And now we're gonna continue on. Just try not to let them get close to you. It's like on The Ultimate Fighter, it was like Chael Sonnen versus Wanderlei. He's like, I can't let you get close, and he shoves them that. You can't let them get close to you here. Especially Elidibus and Kukulin. Try and take them out from a distance, watch the turn order, so they don't inflict those negative status elements on you, and you're good to go. And having fast characters is key, like in most battles. And if they do get off a negative status element on you, oh man, a knockback on the 4th hit, amazing. Have items on one of your characters. Ramza does not, as his base is a squire and he's using darkness. I probably should have made him a Dark Knight and then had items, but I like that extra move, the 4-base move from Squire. And more speed and the ability to equip hats and clothing. Actually, the Dark Knight can equip clothing, but I like hats. They're just so good late game. Because they provide a lot more benefits. As opposed to just beefy HP from heavy armor. Which, yeah, I would definitely want to change that too. If like Square contacts me about, you know, how we should approach and remake Final Fantasy Tactics, remake or remaster. There are some changes I think we all could probably input. Assuming if they do change the game. If not, I'm completely okay with the game as is. Just, ooh, 405 on the first hit. Unfortunate, as the other 3 attacks do not connect, and I will have to move back with Balthier on the books. Orban Monastery. So I'm gonna have Ramza try and take out another enemy here. It's a 999 Sanguine Sword, baby. My favorite Knight ability. And we're gonna wait. And it's gonna be Balthier's turn. And we're gonna try and pick off this guy. Checking that turn order. Don't want Ramza close for Poisonous Frog if possible. But if he does, Balthier's got the items. So always good to be safe than sorry. I move Ramza back. It's Elidibus' turn. And now we can go go and take him out. It's like Alexander the Great's Battle of Gaugamela. Or even Issus and Granicus, where he goes straight for the eye, the head. Darius. Well, actually, we get rid of everyone first. It's not really an Alexander the Great battle tactic. Eliminate everyone and then the leader. But let's just say Elidibus, for those of you who know Mortal Kombat and the live action movie, his soul is mine. Oh man, carry Hyo to go. And what other movies was he in? There's a 999, another Sanguine Sword. But he was in what, Johnny Tsunami, Mortal Kombat? That's all I know. And Elidibus is down, so we got rid of him relatively quick, which is good for us. 13th Zodiac is gone. This is also where you can learn Zodiark as well if you missed it in Midlife Steep. So yeah, you can just learn it from him and then just quit the Rendezvous. And here we have Dystarg's elder brother. This was like the Hokuten Knights, or the Order of the Northern Sky Knights. But there's a bunch of Dragoons, but I don't think it'd be classified as Knights, or like this was like their Dragoon unit. Because I would assume, you know, these military orders had different kinds of, you know, units. Like, you know, in the Roman army, right? You had guys like, you had the Legionnaires, you had the cavalry, the Sagittarius unit, etc., the mercenaries, and so on. So it's a very diverse army, kind of like, you know, Alexander the Great. The Carthaginians also had. We're just checking out the items here. So Zalbag, again, nothing too great. Like Save the Queen is pretty good. Defender from Gapkarian. But normally Fell Knights cannot equip Knight Swords, despite Knight in the name. So we just shoot, take out Argath here. But yeah, back onto the this being an Order of the Northern Sky military group. You know, it's like the Carthaginians, it's like Alexander the Great's army. They had a very diverse army comp. So, you know, Carthage, they didn't really use their own military. Like they had the I mean, some civilians could take up arms, but you know, they had like the Numidian cavalry. They hired some Greek mercenaries, soldiers from Iberia. They had Gauls at one point in Hannibal Barca's attempt to take Rome. Balearic slingers, Numidian cavalry, African elephants. It's a very diverse army. So I assume both orders had something similar, like an archer unit, a dragoon unit. You know what I mean? And like Alexander the Great had amazing stuff as well. You know, he had the companion cavalry, the Hittyroi, the Macedonian infantry, the phalanx, which had the sarissas, very long spears. He had forces from Greece, since he was pretty much the king or ruler of Greece within the League of Corinth since the Philip of Macedon days, but he pretty much destroyed Thebes like when he became king. You know, after Philip's assassination, the Greeks weren't too happy. They tried to revolt, and he just reduced Thebes to rubble. But for that fight, oh man, I was talking about history a bit too much. Get rid of Dice Darg because he can break equipment. For this fight, we're gonna see some familiar faces. Alma, Oran. I really recommend getting rid of Orlando and Oran first. Celestial Stasis or Galaxy Stop can cause a lot of issues. But on the way, I also recommend getting rid of, Agrias and Obelia. Rafa does have Phoenix Downs, and she's pretty fast, so she's also a very good target, which I get rid of first with the Sanguine Sword. Sorry, Rafa, love you. But yeah, getting rid of her, and then Agrias and Obelia. Orlando is a good target as well. Merrick, even though he has swiftness and etc., still not that deadly. Now, if he had my builds, it'd be pretty scary. So he has Double Hand, Bone Crusher. So, again, pretty deadly as well, but I recommend Orlando and Oran, get rid of them first. But yeah, man, I always liked history. Maybe I should have majored in it. And like military and battle strategy. To see how these guys think, about what to do and how to approach things, because some of it was pretty, outside of the box. They had to be creative with strategies and etc. And Final Fantasy Tactics. I played Tactics Advance 1 and 2, Tactics Ogre, and Jeanne d'Arc. Probably the most underrated and not played. Well, I'm surprised some of my viewers have played it, so good on you. But I really like that, thinking of different ways, like character builds and etc. I always wanted to show that with J7J. So there's a Northwind Strike or Crush Punch, which unfortunately does KO Ramza, but the Brave Suit, which I do recommend if you're gonna try to use one character each for your squad, playing with someone or playing with yourself, like how I'm doing. Yeah, that Brave Suit's so handy. I really recommend it. And I get rid of Oran here. Just some of the strongest gun damage you'll see. 648. Bam. But yeah, I love the creativity with the builds and etc. I have so much fun with it, and I'm glad my audience likes it. So thank you for being here. If you got this far in the video, I think this is like 25 minutes in about. So yeah, if you're still here listening to the commentary, watching the gameplay, much love. that ad revenue helps a lot, but I mostly use it for you know, commissioning artwork, putting in time to make the video, game capture, getting microphones, and so on. So Orlando's down. The biggest threats to our existence in this battle are taken care of. So not too bad. We just get rid of Merrick here. He eats 4 shots instead of 1 from a much more skilled marksman, Balthier, as opposed to Grand Duke Barrington. And Ramza is just going after the time mages, which we don't see these color sprites in the single player. So I do like the teal or light blue on the time mage, and also the blue on that mystic or oracle. And that cute time mage is kneeling down, but Ramza has to deal the death blow. And this is how you tackle this fight. Just go after Oran, Orlando, Rafa, and Agrias, and you'll be set. Just be careful of the North Range Strike. That's why I recommend Brave Suit. So this fight is also really tough. You do want to KO the assassins, Zalbag and Elmdor, because they have Vampire. And there's not many places, like, of where they're standing to avoid it, unless you have, like, Ribbon or Jabamala. Like, where Balthier is, you can stand on something that's not on uneven terrain, and you'll be protected from Vampire, but still. Yeah, look, Vampire. If you thought these 2 demons or these 2 assassins couldn't get more deadly, they got more deadly. And with Elmdor here, he still has Safeguard on, unfortunately, so he can't steal the Genji equipment. But good news is you can get it from these higher level Rendezvous missions through the treasure wheel. You just gotta be really lucky. That's how I got Genji helm, Genji armor, Genji shield, Genji glove. And with these archaic or Archaeo demons, you have to be careful as well if you're not running Brave Suit or something, because of the ability Karma. So it will do damage based on how much HP they're missing, and it can hit really hard, as these demons have good HP. And here I want to get rid of Cillian Letty. The Subdual Arts is so deadly with Charm, Petrify, Stop Bracelet, Suffocate. They're just nasty. And yes, you can learn Ultima from them as well, but it's a bit more tricky, I think, now. I think it's a little bit more tricky to get the AI to do it with you with like max HP and so on. But yeah, I'm just trying to look at which Archaeo demons I can KO, but unfortunately he gets knocked back there by the first Barrage. That's like the only real thing negative about Barrage. If you knock him back on the first attack, like all the attacks won't connect. And there's another Unholy Sacrifice. Gets rid of 2 of them. So yeah, this one's a toughie. You have to get rid of the assassins and Elmdor and Zalbag right away. Elmdor is a problem because of Master Teleportation or Teleport 2. And the assassins as well. They have really good move and jump. Like the jump 5, like those books aren't going to help you. However, if you do get vampired, make sure you have holy water. But if you progress through the next battle, if you don't lose it here, you won't keep vampire status. So it's not the end of the world. There's a karma. Yeah, 243. I'm just soul buying. So we do heal for some of the damage, 122. And Ramza is just gonna go after these demons, man. He's like the demon slayer. Like, Kazushi, Sakuraba, or Matt Hughes, the Gracie Hunters, or the Gracie Killers. That's what Ramza is. He's like the GOAT, man. Some MMA legends. Yeah, not sure. Like, yeah, some of you like it, the combat sports. So I'm glad to share some of the personal lifestyles or likes of J7Js with my audience. And yeah, I think the pro wrestling one, a lot of people liked. So earlier, like 20 minutes ago, I did talk about using Reverie Shield. It's very useful in this one. As you see, the 2 Tiamats, 2 Greater Hydras, also having Low Faith, which will protect you from the spell blades of Elise and Beowulf. Oh man, their sprites are so cool, especially Elise's, like that color, that dark navy blue and the white. Oh man, Stud Muffin. Wish he joined the party. So I just go see who I can take out here. Get rid of them. All 3. And then if I could get a... Yeah, their equipment. They have very good equipment as well. Especially that Maximilian, that Lordly Robe. But unfortunately, like most of the enemies here, they have Safeguard. So... another tragedy. So this time, I'm going to try and get rid of that Greater Hydra. If not, keeping him in critical is nice. And just trying to keep away from him so he can't use Tri-Flame. And Ramza here as well. Trying to take out... There we go, the Tiamat. Because now this fight can be really, really tough. Like this or Elmdor and the Kukulane Elidibus. Yeah, it's up there. But so are the next few ones as well. In terms of being a difficult, it's all up to the player and what they feel is more difficult. This guy goes for a tri-attack, but Shira Hadori will protect us. But I think the Elmdor one, that's tough because of the assassins. Master teleportation from Elmdor and zombie Zalbag. He just crystallizes right away. So to me, that one is the toughest of these 10 battles, I feel. And here's Ramza again, gets his turn. Oh man, if Ramza wasn't here, this upload would be so much longer. And Abyssal Blade takes out 3 of them. And we're moving on to the next battle. Oh, actually, no. There's a Greater Hydra left, so we're going to KO him. And now we're moving on to the next battle. A very tough one indeed. Like, if Ramza wasn't here, it'd be like an hour and 30 minutes. With my other upload, the failed upload, because me making a mistake on the 10th floor, that was like an hour 30. So we do face the Knights Templar again with very strong enemies. So Safeguard is your friend here, especially against Volmarv, Lafrey, and Melidal. Islu too, because he has good PA. And Excalibur, yeah, this one's very dangerous. Weegraf, I almost forgot about him. Also very dangerous, because he has actually all of them are 97. But Weegraf has 97 bravery. He has Mana Shield, so you're gonna have to attack him twice. There's Barrack as well. We're just checking out what they have. Yeah, Isolde, man, he deserved better. Melidal. Wafre. And full Marv there. So yeah, those are the most dangerous enemies. The Time Mages aren't. Dude, Zelmork, Investor Zelmork, 666. Talks about the church all the time, but look at that HP, man. What are we talking if I were you? But yeah, Safeguard will make this fight drastically easier, as you'll render the Unyielding Blade or Mighty Swords useless. So right now, I do want to try and go after full Marv. We never got our 1v1 like we're supposed to, but he's done for. Like, that would have been cool in Final Fantasy Tactics. 1v1 at the graveyard. And then Weegraf here. Dude, 690! That is a lot of damage. 97 bravery. Capricorn compatibility because Weegraf's a Virgo. But no, I mean, I do like these challenges. And Ramza gets immobilized. Should have had the Thief's hat on, but it's fine. Balthier is going to show him who's the superior sniper with Barrage. And he's down. This one's also a really tough battle as well. Like, all these later ones, man. So hard. But it's fine. We have Ramza here. And I'm trying to decide what to do since I can't move. And I just go for an Abyssal Blade on that guy, man. He, like, ruined Ramza Bale's life, you know? He just accused him of killing the Cardinal. Without any evidence, unless he had, like, an eyewitness account. And then try to get rid of Balthier, that Mana Shield. And he's in critical. Dude, Balthier, Weegraf, Cleansing Strike, 720? Holy moly. KO's Ramza. But that Brave Suit, man. Oh, man. I love Brave Suit. And I'll take him out. Beat him once at... Actually, he beat him quite a few times. At Fofome, Wind Flats. Oh wait, no, he restored some MP. But we get another turn in. Fofome, Wind Flats, Orban Monastery, Rielvain's Castle, 4th. Dude, he defeated him 4 times. Ramza's a beast. Like, he did not deserve a rematch versus Ramza, man. So only the poor Time Mage left, like in the previous battles. And now we're on to the 10th and final battle in Brave Story. This one is potentially hard. There's a bunch of Dark Knights here, all with Save the Queen and defense boost, and with King Delita and Balmafra, who have like 999 HP. So my huge blunder here in a previous recording was that one of the knights, the Dark Knights, had a Steel Heart, and she stole Orlando's heart. And he went after Balthier. And then he was surrounded. Balmafra used Raise on Delita, and it was game over. So that was tough. You can't see their equipment, at least Valmafra and Delita, but you can't steal anything from Delita. He has Safeguard, but Valmafra has some very nice equipment. Ribbon, Lordly Robe, Enchantage. But you want to steal the Lordly Robe if possible from her. So just, that's why I deployed Ball of the Air here for the Plunder Armor. And if you, that's how you get multiple Lordly Robes if you haven't watched my video. That's the only way to get more Lordly Robes. Now, in the Lion War mod, you can get it from treasure chests, and also in that Rendezvous as well. And just another Unholy Sacrifice. Gets rid of those two. So the Dark Knights here, from my experience, they never use Sanguine Sword or their Dark Knight abilities. And they also have some really cool colors on their sprites, which you won't see normally. Like, we don't see enemy Dark Knights. So I guess this was like the Dark Knight division, or the Dark Knight group, in the Order of the Southern Sky. I guess they were united since the latest king. So there's a Hollowed Bolt. 836 damage, man. 97 bravery. Chaos Blade. But Ramza, it's like you kick him down, he comes back up. So I do recommend keeping Delita down if possible. He is probably one of the more destructive enemies here. And Balmafra will try and raise him and support enemies. I never saw her cast something offensively though, like Flare or Unholy Darkness, because she's a sorcerer for Rendezvous. And she's a Witch of the Coven, which is her real job. And her sprite works perfectly well in Rendezvous. So, if possible, just KO the Dark Knights on the way. Try to get rid of Valmafra, or steal her equipment. Like, she won't permanently die. Like, you could also try and rend her MP with Infernal Strike or Duskblade. But, you know, she has Mana Font on. So, she's tough to KO. And also Soulbind as well. So, if you can't outright KO her, that's a lot of big damage coming back to you. So this is why I recommend strong characters. Like, if you're just deploying one, like this could, I imagine this taking so long. I mean, it's already been a long time as well. So if you're gonna attempt Brave Story, I recommend putting a lot of time on the side. So look at that, 976. She did a 488 back to Ramza. Like, you need to do 999 back to her in most cases. But Ramza has super speed because of the Degenerator trap. There's a Sanguine Sword, so I'm back to full health. But I do want to keep Balmafra alive. We need that Lordly Robe. And I gotta show the clip of it. But you already saw that clip in my video on how to get Lordly Robe. So if you're on the PSP version, can emulate, have an internet connection, here's how you do it. Well, actually, no, I missed this time around. But the chances to steal it are very high, so I wouldn't be too worried. There's only one Dark Knight left, which Rams is trying to go for. And she's gonna try and whack Balthier. Yeah, but I also have 3 faith, so maybe she would cast something more offensively if I had higher faith. Could try that out. So I'm gonna try for another Plunder Armor here. 61% chance. We miss. Hopefully it's the third time charm. Ramza gets rid of the last Dark Knight. Like, even with Orlando, like with the Chaos Blade, attack boost, high bravery, because of the defense boost protect, probably not going to KO them. And they also have, a lot of them have run mana shield too, so it's really annoying. Like, they're very, very tanky. Like, I guess this was like Delita's special forces. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight group. The ladies. So, go for a Plunder Armor. And there we go. Lordly Robe. That's how we do it here. And we're going to let Ramza finish her off. I'm sorry, runner-up to Evilissa's next top model. You're going to get KO'd. But this was Brave Story. By far the longest Rendezvous mission. Arguably the hardest. Have that Brave suit on. Min-max character. Have good speed. Deploy some of the strongest characters. Have items. Use Safeguard. Ribbon on female characters. Otherwise, you're going to have such a difficult time. But this is how you 5-star Brave Story. Also be level 99 and get some of the best abilities as well. And we do get Genji Glove and Sage's Ring. I wanted to highlight that for this upload. So, thank you for sticking all the way through. If you've watched this nearly hour-long upload, this was Brave Story from War of the Lions, PSP version, multiplayer. We have one more Rendezvous mission left, and I'll also feature some challenges and etc. in the future as well. So, much thank you again. Much thanks. And I'll see you next time with more FFT videos. Take care.